If you're spawning around like needle side, that's good. You don't want to be spawning in your court. Real common push we would do was we would get us in a line, so like one here, one around training, and same concept, right? Like we were 2-man aside, so we would either 2-man over training, 2-man through black, 2-man through green. The solos basically are sitting there. They're not the ones pushing. It's the two guys that are pushing together. They start it, and eventually, yeah, like what you're hoping for is those two guys catch someone out of position, get a kill, and your team all pushes through at the same time. Obviously, you can learn how to do these pushes however you want, but how we did them was one guy would push through needles. Like I said, he wouldn't try and challenge. He'd just push through, nade up their training pit, and try and get to their first BR. What you're doing here is basically spawning the other team in courtyard. The one sort of exception we started doing towards the end, and that we realized from playing Americans a lot, is if you're pushing into the other team's flag, let's say we're pushing in at like, I don't know, like maybe we get the first OS and we do a push with that OS. Usually that means snipes about to spawn as well, straight after, so keep in mind, you just basically keep that in mind. You can play it however you want. A lot of the times we would eventually just end up running it courtyard and be pushing into their S1 to grab their snipe, because you don't want to just rely on the fact that you're hoping the other team misses, because then you get really good players that'll literally just shut down your push because they can sit tower and just angle everyone off. Ideal setup when we want to pull a flag out would be like a guy around needles, like here where I am. If a lot of the time, just something that goes through my mind, like when I'm this guy, is do I have a teammate sitting in green here? Because if I don't, what the other team will generally do is they'll spawn S1, they'll either run to cuts and run in and jump up to the pit box, so I don't want to get caught, because obviously I'm not going to get a call out, or they'll spawn and push up to the pit box and like catch me off guard here. So depending on if I've got a teammate here, I'll kind of play this a little differently, but yeah, basically just pre-nading, predicting. Which leads to the third guy, which sits here. Main job is to sit back. You can literally sit here and play this so safe. Every man and their dog throws the exact same nades, which is like bounce past you. So just sit at the door. Better than sitting here, because obviously, yeah, you can get put to one shot. If a guy comes out wide, challenges you, one of their spawners might come up close. Sit back here. You don't need to put pressure on the guys that are spawning and going runway. Just keep them off this area. Last guy alive is usually sword or bridge, so that's his job, is to sit sword, put pressure on S1. You can help with cuts, so you can shoot here, but obviously, see how I'm standing against this wall? You can get a couple of shots, and then as soon as you sort of expose your position, you can come out and help with courtyard. So if we want to run at court, obviously the guy runs the flag, guy sits on snipe tower, guy sits around their training like this, and last guy will usually obviously come back, because every team will basically push down black. They won't wrap, because by the time they wrap, you'll beat them. So he comes back and just nades and just plays it safe. Like you might come up here, just knowing, predicting that the other team's spawning needles. The only way they're going to stop your flag, you might sit here, tell a teammate to watch over you, jump up, get a back smack, do something. If you're spawning in courtyard, the other team hasn't pulled the flag yet. So let's say I spawn and we're all, yeah, I'm from Osbro. We're all in court and we're waiting for the other team to pull the flag. If I'm the first spawner, I'll be pushing ASAP towards cuts and trying to delay the flag, because the whole idea is you're buying time for your team to spawn. So by doing that, like, I'm stopping this guy from pulling the flag. If there's no one here, I push up the first, and just, you kind of wrap around your map, right? So you push back in a line and then you push forward. Second spawner, I don't know, we had it like pretty down to a T. So second spawner would come up here. He would kind of be like sitting around cuts, challenging green. So that guy I spoke about, he'd get weak. You could help with first BR. You could look needles. Just be sort of playing this area. Third guy, we would usually have lift on tower. So spawning lift, this job's pretty easy. Just shoot whoever the fuck you see. And then last guy, that's when we would start pushing out. Because then he would come up to sword and look for this little 1v1 here. And then basically, yeah, as soon as we got a kill, we'd just hold forward. Got numbers, no reason not to.